Oh, there, Jacko. So have
Are you
you?
recording at the moment?
Yeah. So Jacko,
Okay.
that's 2 games played, 2 defeats.
Yeah.
We've shipped 5 goals and we've scored none. And only West Ham below us, propping us up, propping
Yeah.
up the table.
Yeah.
So first of all, starting 11. The starting 11. What did you think?
Completely surprised. Completely surprised. Yeah, I'm just pulling it up now. I mean, like you, I'm surprised he started with Bellegarde. Manetzi, I rate somewhat better. But now Bellegarde, yeah, I don't understand why he put Andre Gomes on the bench instead of Bellegarde, and left Overy. But it's
Yeah.
for me, it's I don't understand why he's not. Well, he's probably not putting the people like Rodrigo Gomez, who's got a bit of pace, you know what I mean, and a small enough player, got a bit of ability to twist and turn. And with Jurgen Strand Larsen still up front, it's as though I just can't understand his reasonings for why he's doing it. And for some strange reason, I think Matt Doherty's had another bad game today. He doesn't seem to be quite clicking with Agabagadu at the back.
Another
What's your
surprise.
thoughts on that?
Another surprise with the starting 11 was it was the one Andre was dropped. I thought he's normally like one of the first names down on the sheet, isn't he? Andre.
He is, yeah, he is.
Andre and Gomez, them two in midfield. I thought, they could get into any midfield in the Premier, shouldn't they? And I was a bit surprised that wasn't the case today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering now if it's sort of Vitor Pereira's almost, is he trying to throw his dummy at the pram, or is he trying to make a point with Fowson?
Or was
To get more players
was he
involved.
overreacting to the way Reinders just seemed to run through Gomez and Andre last week? Was it a reaction to that?
Yeah, because he's quite a technical manager, isn't he, Pereira? So quite possibly, and he did run through a couple of times, But I think most fans will accept that we were going to be run out by Man City. It's just been looked previously, but we wouldn't have expected a 4-0, and we were poor at the back, but we've been poor again today. And judging by what I've been listening to on the radio, there's no improvement at all. And as soon as Andre come on, we seem to pick the midfield up a bit more. So clearly, the two Gomez's in the midfield are, seem to be playing quite well at the moment. Yeah. I also noticed the difference with the Chichawa when he came on.
Chichawa.
And
you can't forget his name, Jackson.
He tried that. I think I'll just leave it with Jackson, shall I? There was a noticeable difference when he came on. There was a couple of loose balls from Agabagadu when he crossed them over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But personally, I thought he was actually quite good. And some of his crossing, I just thought to myself, Larson should have been
in. Is this Chichawa, you mean?
Yeah.
And
he's been quite a good player.
He had one burst of pace in the second half down the right wing. I don't think anybody could keep up with him now, could they?
Yeah. No, definitely not. I mean, why on earth he doesn't play Lopez? Lopez is a good technical player too, and they're clearly getting practice time at in training. I just don't. I can't. I mean, Pereira is the manager. He shouldn't. He knows this, but fans are going to be watching it. Whether that be on the box or going to the matches, they're going to be listening to it. Surely we can't all be wrong saying that there's just something, just quite something right with this at the moment.
Well, for the first half an hour, I didn't realise that Arias was on the pitch. I never saw him the first half hour. And for the first 15, 20 minutes, I didn't realise Hervé was on there. I never saw it. I don't think he touched the ball in about the first 15. Yeah. And Hervé and Arias, they were totally anonymous in the
they
first.
Were anonymous, right? Yeah.
I saw the names on the team sheets, but just watching the game, I just forgot they were there.
Yeah, no, the commentary I listened to, it was there was just absolutely no improvement by any standards at all. We were dipping in performances all over the field. There was 2 mix-ups apparently with Jose Sora and Agbagde were at the
Yeah.
back.
Well, one of them was in at
Fortunately,
least one of was in the second half. But even before um, Bournemouth got the goal on 4 minutes, we had a close scrape because they had a chance
yeah,
that they
yeah,
glazed it over the bar. But at the same time, we went up the other end,
yeah,
Monetti, and he
yeah.
blazed his over as well. He had a good situation
I
as well.
Let's be honest. I mean, Bournemouth. You expect to, they're at home, and they didn't play too badly. Did their first game,
Yeah.
and they were quite pressing. And that's unfortunately where one of Wolves' many faults are when teams press us. We're not very good. Instead of standing up to that battle of press and
Well,
going for it. And I just noticed against Man City as well. They're just, I mean, yeah, they could have got more, but it's as though we're being bullied off the ball all the time. And I'm just thinking to myself, every time we see that video, they're always in the gym, they're having good workouts. The muscular players, they're keeping
yeah.
as fit as can. But they're being muscled off the ball all the time. And even the commentary stated today, it's nowhere near up to Premier League standard at the moment.
Well,
And if we look back, and I've said this on our last video, but if we look back at last season, where was the improvements? There was none. And Gary O'Neill had a full pre-season. We had a decent pre-season, but we're playing the
yeah.
good players there. He was still going back to almost his tried and trusted players, but they weren't performing. Now, coming into this season, VP's had a complete pre-season. We were shocking in the 2 games that I saw, but nothing's improved coming into these games. And Bournemouth, yes, they're pressed, but there was a couple of moments of magic in both halves, and that was pretty much it. But I just noticed that Stranded Larson was just absolutely nowhere when the ball was put into him.
Branded
It was just,
Larson, yeah.
yeah, and I saw a bit of someone clearly was recording a clip on YouTube or something like that, and it looked as though when he was subbed, he got his hands in his head, just shake. So his hands in, head in his hands. I'll get it out in a minute. Head in his hand, and he was just. You could see that he was upset, but if we want to remain in the Premier League, we've got to have players to step up to this mark. And dare I say it, so VP, he's got, clearly, I don't know, you might have another opinion on it, but I don't think VP's up to the standard either.
Well,
I know it's only 2 games.
time will tell because we can't knock the job what he did last season. He did he's oversaw our best ever run in the top division with 6 wins in a row. So we mustn't forget that Bournemouth, they gave the reigning champions Liverpool last week all the trouble they could handle, didn't they? They were 2-2 up to about 90 minutes, and then Liverpool put them away with late goals by Salah and Chiesa, didn't they? So Bournemouth, only 2 games gone, early days, too soon to say the pattern's forming. But Bournemouth look a good team because although they lost last week, they look very good in the process, even though they lost against Liverpool. But the next game is against West Ham in it on Tuesday night. It's a shame it's not a league match because it would have given us time to get it off the ball, off the mark. But the next 2 games are massive, aren't they? Home games. Forget for a moment the Carabao Cup game on Tuesday. It's Everton next week. I'm going to miss that one because I'm at a wedding, and then it's Leeds at home. And I was just watching the Leeds at Arsenal, and it was 0-0 when I just come up to record this. But Leeds, they got off to a winning start on Monday night, didn't they? They beat Everton with a controversial penalty. So the next 2 games, next 2 league games will be massive. At home to Everton and home to Leeds. So those are kind of games that we should be no disrespect to them, to be getting points, and they'll probably think the same as well. But don't you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Everton's always been the slippy side, really, hasn't it? But it's when we played Leeds, they're always up for that challenge, aren't they?
Yeah,
And
well,
they'll come into Wolves.
I've been to the last couple of
Uh,
games against Everton. Uh, it was it December 2024? We beat them 3-0 at Molineux,
mm,
and I think Dawson and Kilman both scored that day, and Neto it was playing. So it was 3-0, but we could have beat them more. And then earlier the year, toward just before that run where we won 6 in a row, we drew two
mm,
two with them on a Saturday night. I think it was about March. So
yeah,
yeah, it's always we haven't done too badly against them. But last
yeah.
season it
It's
was 4-0 away. We lost against them. Gary O'Neill when Dawson scored 2 own goals, and it was arguably one of the worst performances for many
yeah,
years. So we
yeah,
owe them one.
yeah. I mean, we were lucky today. I think we've only had one clear cut or chance on goal,
Well,
and then
what's
the
his
other,
name? Larson. He had an unmarked header in the first half.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I've got the stats here. Hold on, the stats. Um, to them, it was 59 to 41%. And actually, we had a bit more
mm,
of the possession in the
yeah,
second half than we did in the first, because I think it was more like nearer 60-40.
yeah,
So it's we played better in the second half, actually, arguably after we went down to 10 men.
yeah,
We
yeah.
looked more likely. We were more determined. The
You know,
shots,
that's right, actually. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Because we were defensively better. I mean, I've never rated Santiago Bueno, but also when he came on,
yeah, he made one great tackle, didn't he?
he played quite well, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
he
played
did.
quite well, and he played some really good balls up towards Jackson. Oh, who's his name? First name
Well,
this time.
you got
He
to
played
get
some
that
really
in,
good
haven't
balls
you?
up to Jackson, didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah, and I thought his crosses was fantastic, and I reckon if we could use it to a proper advantage,
Mm.
he's going to be a Darmaries without a doubt. He's not
Yeah,
quite got the ball, but when he, I saw it, the video from Wolves when he first came through, and good God, I tell you what, he looks a strong, solid player, doesn't he?
yeah. Isn't he about 6'1" as well in height? So
6'1" in height, do you know what I mean? So he's, he might not be as broad as a Dharma, but he's going to be up there with pace, isn't he?
well, yeah, he is because they said last
Mm.
season his average was 35 kilometers an hour, and
Yes,
his top was about
yeah,
36.3, which is about 22 and a half, 22.5 miles an hour. I looked at it the
yeah,
other day. So
yeah,
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 and it was unfortunate that Herver had to come off. I hope it's nothing serious, because the way he went down, it's almost like when players do their ACL. But he did play on a bit after he landed awkwardly. But hopefully it's not too serious, because we need the backup because of injuries and suspensions. But Totti got a straight red card, so does that mean he'll be missing for 2 games?
yeah. He's going to be missing.
So it'll either
I
be
personally,
Santiago
when
Bueno or Mosquera
mm,
might come in.
yeah. Well, I thought Hugo Bueno was quite good when he came on.
Well, same as last week.
Yeah, he did decent, and he can get back as well.
He looked
He just
lively,
seems to be a
didn't
bit
he?
dodgy sometimes.
Hugo Bueno did.
Take it.
He looked
Yeah,
lively,
yeah,
full of
yeah.
energy.
He did. He did. So for me, with TG now probably missing for a few games, perhaps Hugo Bueno in his place. God, dare I say it? Santiago Bueno in place of Doherty, and just looking at there, obviously, as you quite rightly mentioned, Arias was non-existent today. So perhaps for
Although he did have a
Rodrigo
good
Gomez,
chance to score just after half time.
he did,
Where,
yeah, yeah,
hang on, I think it was Hugo Bueno putting the ball from the left
yeah,
wing team. He side footed it and it just went wide.
yeah. Just went
Even
wide,
if he
didn't
didn't score, definitely should be forcing the keeper to make a save, shouldn't he?
he?
Because
Yeah,
they train
yeah,
all week for it, not then a player of his experience, a player of his ability, who's just
yeah,
named in the starting 11 in the World Club Tournament. You'd expect better
yeah,
from him.
yeah.
Not singling
So
him out
perhaps the
though.
next game, so I'm hoping
It's
the three up
Tuesday night
front.
against West Ham.
Minetti, yeah, drop him. Put Fur Lopez in. Um, probably put Rodrigo Gomez in the middle because he's quite a nippy player, albeit not tall. And perhaps go from that way. I'd still put Arias in. Do you know what I mean? Because he's quite a nippy player, isn't he?
He needs minutes,
Do you know
doesn't
what I
he?
mean?
Just needs minutes.
Yeah, he does need. Yeah, and Wolf had quite a good game too. Do you know what I mean? So
He had a good burst of speed in the first half, didn't he? Wolf did.
Yeah, he did.
But that's about all I can remember him doing. But he had a good, impressive burst of speed. But there was nobody keeping up with him.
No. But just looking at the team selection here, I mean, Lopez was definitely in the team, wasn't he? He was a sub.
Yeah, for Lopez, he was just on the bench, but he was nowhere to be seen, possibly because of the sending off.
Yeah, I just don't understand why VP's not put him on. And he's played decent so far since he's been here. Do you know what I mean? But Courtney, 2 games in, are you worried?
Well, it's obviously 2 goals, 2 games, no goals, 2 defeats, and only West Ham below us because they're letting 5 last night. I'm cautious. I'm weary. I'm realistic. Because like we're just saying that the next 2 home games against Everton and Leeds, so we've got to start picking up points. Although they'll be thinking the same as well. And I think that even though it's Carabao Cup against West Ham, it'd be nice to win that because winning's a habit. Get the players in form, get them some confidence, and a nice cup run as well would do us good. Because last season we went through a few rounds as well. Because I remember the first game. We beat Preston. We beat Preston, didn't we? And Geddes scored 2 in the first game, didn't he?
Was that with the Carabao Cup?
Yeah, did we go to that one?
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and yet we'd lost the first 2 league games. I hope it's
but
not
they say August is always been a bad month for us in recent years. That's what they say, don't they? So.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, it absolutely is.
And there's talk about us, signing this Ladislav Krejci from Girona when we played in a pre-season friendly, and he in the Champions League, I think he outpaced and robbed Dembele. So so not many people do that. So and looking at the clips of him on YouTube's and other media outlets, he looks like an accomplished player. I think he's about 26, 27-ish. So he's right in his prime. Can play left centre half and a defensive midfielder. And we could do with one of those because our most famous one in recent years was Ruben Neves, wasn't he? And he wasn't too shabby.
Yeah. Tell me about it. It's. I mean, they're looking at VP's asking for 2 more signings.
What positions are those?
One's a striker, and I still thinking he's looking for a midfielder too.
Yeah, because Liverpool still haven't done anything. We're not Liverpool fans anyway. With Isak, he's still there. Sorry, Liverpool haven't signed from Newcastle, and so if they do, would Newcastle make an offer for Strand Larsen that we can't refuse? And if they did offer 60 to 65, what would you say? Obviously, we ain't got a replacement lined up, but what would you say? Would you snap their hand off?
Yeah,
getting more than twice as much as we spent for him just last month. Or,
I wouldn't. I just don't think he's Premier League standard. Strand Larsen. He's. So
do you think he overachieved last season when he scored them 14?
Yeah, quite possible. I just I don't think he's adequate enough. If we want to compete in the Premier League, he's not an out-and-out goal scorer. Yeah, great, he can flip balls on and stuff like that. Which is proved again today.
Well, his hold up play wasn't the best today. But from my observations, what I've seen when in just this season, when Sasha's come on, he's impressed me more than Larsen.
Yeah. And to me, that speaks in volumes. And he's clearly built himself up a bit in the gym because he's put a bit of muscle on, as he what I noticed on the videos. But you know what? I would actually put either Sasser on up front instead of Strand Larson, or Rodrigo Gomez or Lopez. For me, Rodrigo Gomez, because he knows where the back of the net is and he's a very quick player. He
Full
just
of
makes a
energy.
bit of stupid mistakes sometimes. Do you know what I mean? And I haven't really seen much of for Lopez at the moment. But Rodrigo Gomez, I think he'd be better. So, you know, if we want to survive, and you know, let's make a bit of a changes here. Let's go for it. And they were even saying on commentary they couldn't understand why they hadn't. But you know, they weren't using Lopez, they weren't using Gomez. Obviously, they put Hugo Bueno on, and he made a bad
I
impact.
think some of that was scuppered today because of the red card.
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand with TG. To be perfectly honest, he for me, he was absolute. When VP came to Wolves last season, his game improved tenfold. He was superb, and obviously, you know, Agabadu, he was. Oh wow, he was just like a brick house behind. They were
Yeah,
just
it was like
and
the
the
man
thought
mountain, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah. But this year,
It was a bit
with the three
unfortunate
at the
with the
back,
own goal today. Sorry, not own goal. I think it was given us to Tavernier, but he deflected it past our
yeah,
keeper, didn't he? But it
deflected.
was a
That's
bit
what
unfortunate there.
But you know, like they were all over us. But you know, when I look back on the replay via Sky Sports, and there's not a lot really they could have done about it. Perhaps Jose Sá could have been better placed, but there's not really. And to be honest, he helped Jose Sá out a couple of times.
Yeah, yeah,
One time when he came out of goal, all the way
yeah,
out of goal, and then nearly lost it. And I thought,
yeah. He kept
whoa,
his
hold on.
composure then. Yeah,
Yeah, kept his composure. So it was a slight bit of improvement. And perhaps that's the reason why we've only lost 1-0 today, because it's a slight bit of improvements at the back. But
yeah.
I think Doherty's probably had his time now. Perhaps he needs to go on to coaching more than playing. I'm not quite sure.
Well, I thought he
But
was
he's.
quite solid today in his defence,
Did you?
in our defence. But yeah, I thought he was quite solid today. And last week he's took a book in both games so far.
Yeah.
But I think he's justified his place. But having said that, we've got some good players lined up. But if Krejci comes in, maybe he'll play one of the centre half. We've also got Mosquera as well as Bueno who came on. But there's opportunities
Yeah.
for him
Yeah.
because Totti's going to be suspended for 2 games, isn't he? So there's opportunities
Yeah.
for somebody
Yeah.
to stake a claim, make it hard for the
Yeah.
manager to drop them, aren't they? So
Yeah. 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 And you know what? Perhaps Faust in there can put a bit of pressure on BP. And, you know, we need someone
yeah,
to manage a team.
yeah.
You
Don't
know,
leave
because
it
we
till
have got.
January this time.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Mm.
Right,
So,
mate.
so just to
You
wrap
know,
up, who would you say was your
yeah.
man of the match today? Wolves man of the match.
Oh, I would go for Joe Gomez because
So would I.
even though,
I was going to say the same.
yeah,
He was
even
like a
though he's not
tiger,
really
wasn't
helped out by Bellegarde, he's still kept the midfield running quite well, closely followed behind by Wolf. We're headed out. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, yeah, I'd go. Yeah, Joe Gomez. Did you
he? Yeah,
say the same?
100%, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Uh,
he may well be captain in the absence of Totti, but I thought he
yeah,
was our best player. He gave 100% tackling. He was like
yeah.
a little terrier, even without his Brazilian
That's a
compatriot
really good point.
Andre in
Because
midfield.
yeah, again, commentary stated that when they was having a bit of a team talk, again, it was Agbadu that was doing the talking and not Gomez. Is that correct? Or
Well, I saw a documentary. Some of the viewers might have well seen it on YouTube. It was either earlier this year or late last year. When he's speaking,
yeah,
he's not very eloquent or fluent. He seems to have a bit of a speech impediment. So it could be
ah,
because of that, and it could be that Agbadu he can speak English a lot better than João Gomez. It could be just because of that.
yeah, yeah. Either or, yeah. We're in a society at the moment where
Mm.
we can't really, we've got a lot of help behind us at the moment with any disability, if that was a
Yeah,
disability. But yeah, I just think VP needs to look in the mirror now. I'm not
yeah,
a manager, but at least look in the mirror.
Yeah.
We're not improved. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I was just looking at this corner at the moment. So yeah. My recording ain't work, mate.
Oh yeah, mine has. So.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's all right.
Yeah. All right. Well, listeners, if you're watching, well, thanks for watching anyway. But like and subscribe on YouTube and give us your feedback. And hopefully, we'll do another one after the next game. But whatever happens, come what may, win, lose or draw, we'll keep supporting the Wolves.
Okay.
Up the Wolves.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
The Wolves.
Bye for
Thanks
now.
all. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.